I'm ready.
All right. All right. Good morning, everyone.
It is not live yet. Sorry.
Okay. It says it's live.
Yeah, make sure. Yep. Turn screen share off. I'm ready.
All right. All right. Good morning, everyone.
It is not live yet. Sorry.
Okay. It says it's live. Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our kickoff keynote. We are really excited. One thing for the chat while you're using this session, it says this on the side and we'll leave this up, but go to menti, MENTI.com and use that code in the side 1604027. So for any questions, any comments, anything that you want to shout out during that time, that's how you'll do it. So just keep that open in another window so that we can interact with you. Right now, we will have Kyra Holmes from Canyon View introducing our speaker. Take it away, Kyra. Go ahead, Kyra.
It looks like she might have accidentally left the meeting.
Okay, no worries. We will give her just 1 second, and then if not, I will introduce Kantis.
Yep, she's just rejoining, so
thank you so much. Thank you all for your patience. We're all learning how to present virtually. We appreciate y'all. All right, Kyra, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and introduce Kantis.
All right. With a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemistry from Norfolk State University, a Master of Science degree in Polymer Science and Engineering from Lee University, a Master of Science degree in Textile and Fiber Engineering from Georgia Tech, he is passionate about science and education. Kantis' career includes developing new products for a mobile chemical company, creating new contact lens products for CIBA Vision, and improving aircraft, space shuttles, and military jets for the NASA Langley Research Center. After more than a decade of working in this lab, solving scientific problems for the government and corporate industries, today he travels around the world solving the problems of students, parents, educators, schools, and colleges by delivering speeches, creating courses, and writing books. Growing up with a birth defect and all the mental that comes with that, audiences readily respond when Kantis shares his humorous and illustratedness, teaching motivation and STEM education.
Thank you, Kyra. All right, welcome to the stage, Kantis Simmons.
Yes. If you guys can hear me, type 1. If we can turn that screen share off, thank you guys. Awesome, awesome. Let's get this thing started. Yes, welcome to STEM Con X. What's going on, everyone there in Arizona? I'm Kantis Simmons from Atlanta, Agua Fria School District. Listen, wherever you are right now, I want you to represent your school. Yes, represent your school. Now listen, if you're from Agua Fria High School, type an AF in the chat box. Type an AF in the chat box. Give me that energy. Give me that energy. If you are from Canyon View, type CV in the chat box. I want to see who's here today. Canyon View, type CV. If you're from Desert Edge, type DE in the comments. Represent your school. Represent your school. If you are from Millennial, type MM in the chat box. If you are from Verrado, listen, go ahead and type VR in the chat box. I want everyone to just represent your school. Let us know that you're here. Give me high fives, thumbs up. You see, in this digital world, I realize that you can't necessarily see me, or necessarily touch me physically here, but the beautiful thing is that you can hear me. And I've realized today that you won't hear me unless you really, really know me. So a few years ago, there was this mother, and she was a pregnant mother. And this pregnant mother was, just going into the hospital, and she was going to the 4th floor. Now, if you've ever seen a pregnant mother, right, when they walk, they sort of have this wobble, right? And so this mother was walking up to the 4th floor. She got on the elevator, bing! She went up to the 4th floor, and she was wobbling down the hallway, right? It was almost as if she was doing one of those TikTok dances, okay? The nay or the woo or whatever, the whoa, right? And but as she was wobbling down the hallway, she felt something in her belly go. And I'm like, what? What is this? What's this in my belly? And she kept walking again. She felt it again. And she kept walking again. And then it said, plat. And then she said, doctor, I think the baby is here. So they rushed her to the delivery room. They laid her down on the table, and owie, 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 boink, 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 boink. Out comes this nice, shiny baby boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now, like any mother, this mother was going through a series of emotions, right? On one hand, she was excited. On another hand, she was sort of confused. On one hand, she was just absolutely delighted and grateful, and oh God, thank you for my baby. But at the exact same time, she had these tears of disappointment, these tears of confusion. Now, Agua Fria, you're probably saying, okay, why was this mother going through these different emotions? One minute she's happy, the next minute she's sad. One minute she's elated, the other minute she's disappointed. You see, this mother looked down at her new baby boy, and she realized that her baby boy was missing some of his fingers. Now, you may say to yourself, okay, wait a minute, Kantis, am I seeing this right? Yeah. This mother birthed a young man with 7.25 fingers. Now, you may say to yourself, okay, Kantis, wait a minute. They didn't tell us this in the promo. We didn't see this in the commercial. Why are you just going to pop some fingers on us this morning? 8:30 in the morning. Why are you going to pop some fingers on us like this? Well, here's the reality. For many years, this finger mess told me I can't, I won't, and I'll never. You see, this finger mess, it played on my mindset. Let me tell you when it first started, right? So I was in the 5th grade, and I was walking down the hallway, and I saw this little fine girl in school, right? Her name was Keisha. And you guys, you know how we do. We see the little cute girl at school, right? So I was walking down the hallway, and I saw Keisha, and I was like, hey, Keisha, how you doing? Keisha looked at me and said, hold up, wait a minute. What's wrong with your fingers? She was like, I can't do it. You have the cooties. Ta-ta. Can you believe Keisha told me I had the cooties? But here's the reality. It's not what Keisha said, but it's the words that I heard. And in the 5th grade, my finger mess told me I had the cooties. A few years later, I was playing baseball. Any athletes out there in Agua Fria? Any athletes? Well, I was a baseball player, and I remember I was playing for this team. I think it was called the Memorial Eagles. I don't know why the team was Eagles, but we had on orange uniforms. I remember that day, and I was playing shortstop. and I had a line drive ball hit to me. Pow. I caught the ball, then the ball fell out of my glove. My glove fell off. I picked the ball up and I threw the guy out at first base. And I walked back over to pick up my glove. And as I picked up my glove, I heard the parents in the stand say, "Ooh, look at his fingers. He's so special." The next thing that I got up to bat, I was batting right-handed. Bow! I hit a single. I ran down first base, safe. And then I heard the parents in the stand say, "Ooh, look at his fingers. He's so special." The next time I got up to bat, this time I was batting left-handed. I could bat both right-handed and left-handed. I was standing at the plate. Bow! Touch first base. Went into second base, slid in, safe. And then I heard the parents in the stand say, "Oh, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. He's so special." So now, Agua Fria, not only am I special, not only do I have the cooties, but you know what? There was something happened to me in high school. Now, maybe you guys have maybe you participate in your music program, maybe you have a marching band, or maybe you've seen a marching band. So when I was in high school, I was the guy that would bring the band on the field. You know, we call him the drum major or the band leader. And it was my very first game. It was Southwest DeKalb High School versus McNair High School in Atlanta, Georgia. 15,000 people in the stands. It was my junior year, and it was halftime. It was time to bring the band on the field. I had a whistle in my mouth, and I was bringing the band on. I held my baton up. It was time for the very first song, the Olympic fanfare. Don't do it all, don't do it all, don't do it all, don't. And as the song was playing, everything began to slow down. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is that flapping in the air? Don't. And I'm saying to myself, what in the world is that flapping in the air? You see, if you've ever seen a good marching band, most marching bands, they will wear white gloves on their hand, right? And as I was directing the band, this glove, the fingers in the glove that didn't have fingers in it, the fingers were just flapping around. Like the excess fingers, they was flapping in the air. So now I'm thinking, everybody in the stands, everybody at the football game was now talking about my fingers. I go from having the cooties to being called special to now having flapping fingers. And so that night I went home, you know, had my marching band on and went home after the game. I walked into the house, I went to the bathroom, and I sat on the side of the tub. And I was just sitting there thinking like, man, everybody talking about me. Everybody's talking about my finger mess. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to make some custom made gloves. And so I had the marching band gloves on and the fingers were flapping down. And I went to grab some scissors and a needle and thread. And as I was about to cut the flapping fingers off, because I was going to sew them up and make some custom made marching band mittens, as I was about to do so, my mother, she walked into the bathroom. My mom said, "Son, what are you doing?" I said, "Mom, I'm cutting off my flapping fingers." She said, "What?" I said, "Mom, I'm cutting off my flapping fingers." She said, "Huh?" I said, "Mama, I'm cutting off my flapping fingers because everybody in the school is talking about me." And you know what, Agua Fria? My mom said something to me that absolutely changed my day, my night, my life, and my career. She said these words. She said, "Son, Quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the things you do have. Yes, she said, quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the amazing things you do have. Now, you see, it was those words that got me through high school. They got me through college, where I got a BS degree from Norfolk State University in chemistry. Those words helped me get through grad school, where I got a master's of science degree from Lehigh University in polymer science and engineering. Those words helped me get through Georgia Tech with another master's of science degree in textile and fiber engineering. And those words, they showed up for me for my very first day at my new job at NASA Langley Research Center. You see, I was there interviewing for the job, and I remember that day so clear. I had on a blue suit, had on a white shirt, had on a gray tie with black polka dots, had on some black shoes, shiny. I was so fresh and so clean, right? And as I was sitting there about to interview with Dr. Hinckley, he sat down, I sat down. Dr. Hinckley started to ask me some questions during the interview, right? And it sort of sounded like this. Wonk, 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 wonk. And as he was talking to me and asking me questions, I heard this voice of doubt. You know, some people call him that bad angel or the little devil. Showed up on my shoulder right about there. And he said to me, Kantis, do you really think they're going to hire a handicapped scientist? And then I heard the voice of my mom, son, quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the things you do have. Dr. Hinckley continued, wonk, 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 wonk. And then I heard that voice of doubt again. Come on, Kantis. You really think they're going to hire you? Because you remember the time period you was in the chemistry laboratory back in the day. You had on the rubber gloves and the acid and the Bunsen burner. You almost caught the laboratory on fire. And then I heard the voice of my mom on his shoulder. Son, quit looking at what you don't have and think about all the amazing things you do have. Dr. Hinckley stood up. He said, congratulations, Kantis. We would love to hire you as a research scientist here at NASA Langley Research Center. If you guys would show some love for my mom in the chat box, you guys just type some ones. Type some ones if you can appreciate my mom for that. Type ones there for me in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I love all these ones. Thank you for the ones, the ones, the ones, the ones. Now listen, I really understand that you won't hear me unless you really know me, right? So of course I am Kantis Simmons. And for those of you that, may want to see my name there we go. Kantis Simmons, Kantis Simmons. I am a nerd. Right? I'm a nerd. I was born a nerd. I had the very first my phone, AKA iPhone, right? But I was raised in what you call a middle-class broke family. Now, if you know anything about being middle-class broke, had a nice house, nice green grass, but in a middle-class broke family, we were just that, always broke. Because you see, somebody had to always be working in my middle-class broke family. But my mom and dad, they impressed upon me the importance of education, right? They impressed upon me the importance of education that around about 6 weeks old, my mother put me in school. She dropped me off at Young World Nursery. And you know what? I spent 25 years in school. Yes, 5 years of pre-K, 7 years of elementary school, 5 years of high school at Southwest DeKalb High School, 4 years of college at Norfolk State University, 2 years of college at Lehigh University, and 2 more years at Georgia Tech. 25 years of school, and that opened up some amazing opportunities for me. And one of those opportunities was to be employed as a research scientist for NASA, as I mentioned before. At NASA, I worked on a lot of cool things, right? Had this really cool program project called Fatigue Crack Propagation, right? Now, if you've ever flown on a plane and maybe had the opportunity to get a window seat, and if you look out the window and you see the wing of the plane, you may notice these little screws, AKA rivets in the plane, right? And these screws or these rivets in the plane, one of the goals of NASA at the time period was to get rid of those rivets and those screws and test them and to see how they operate. And so we went from fatigue crack propagation to working on pressure sensitive paint. So fatigue crack propagation measures how cracks grow in the wing. And then the next project was developing something called pressure sensitive paint, where now we can get rid of all the rivets, all of the outside sensors, and develop a wing and paint it with paint, and then measure all of the outside forces, the electronics in paint. After working at NASA, I transitioned, I moved back to Atlanta, where I started working as a research scientist for a company called Vision. Now, does any of you wear contact lenses? Contact lenses? Well, I was directly responsible for working with Vision to create VisiTint in our daily and extended wear lenses. Now, if you're wearing contact lenses or you know somebody that wears contact lenses, right? If you look at a contact lens and you look super duper close, like I don't have one on right now, but you would notice that individuals, they would have this blue tint in the contact lens. And when the contact lens would drop on the counter or the floor, the blue tint in the lens will help the person find their contact lens. And so that was a project that I directly worked on there. Also work with daily wear lenses, as well as extended lenses. For daily wear lenses, one of the cool things about it is that as a person is blinking throughout the day, we created something called aqua release, right? As you blink throughout the day, water is being released in the eye with the lens, and it causes the lens to be more comfortable throughout the day. And then also worked on a project called toric lenses for those that wear that have an astigmatism. And so now maybe your pupil is shaped like a football versus a basketball. And for those that shape like a football, we now go in to correct for that with our toric lenses for those that have astigmatism. Okay. And so after many years of working at NASA and Vision, today I'm a full-time speaker and trainer. Somebody's here to impress upon you that STEM is everywhere. Yes. If COVID wasn't around, I would probably be in Arizona right now, speaking to you students, speaking to you teachers, working with you guys. Also have videos on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, author of books and different resources. I have a new book out called STEM is Everywhere, Play Your A Game, and Completing Scholarship Seekers Revealed, and From Burned Out to Fired Up for Teachers. And I want to say this to you. My story is my story. You have a story. Yeah, my story is my story. You have a story. And over these next few minutes, I want to break that down to show you why in this time it's so important that you learn STEM, you love STEM, and you live STEM. And oh, by the way, because you're here, I want to just do an awesome thing for you. You know, I know we can't touch each other, but if you want access and get a free copy of my book, I'll send this to you absolutely free. Just get with your parents, take care of the small shipping and handling charge, and I will send this to you. It's just my way. I know we all in the pandemic, just my way to be able to love on you guys wherever you are. And if you want access to this, simply go to playyourAgamebook.com. All right. So let's jump right into this now. I believe that the number one reason that I'm here today is to show you that you matter. Yes, you matter. Whether you're in the ninth grade, the sixth grade, the 12th grade, wherever you are right now, maybe you never ever considered STEM, or maybe you never ever thought about going into a STEM field or a STEM career. I want to show you that you matter. Yes, you absolutely matter. So check this out. Now, where did STEM come from, right? So back in your mama days, your mama and your daddy days, right? Maybe your grandmother days, right? The Soviet Union over in Russia, right? They launched something called Sputnik 1, around about 1957. And you know how we do in America, right? When other countries doing things and they're doing a little bit better than us, we have to go compete. And so now the government put all of this money towards research, and they created NASA, and they started funding and investing in things and promoting this opportunity where now we can become a leader. And so over years, over the 50s, the 60s, and 70s, we saw this thing rise. And then round about 1992, we started seeing this huge drop-off. Yeah, this huge drop-off where STEM education was concerned. We saw this huge drop-off where those who were getting degrees in STEM were concerned. And so I asked myself, why do we have this drop-off in all this technology? You see, around about 1992, now your teachers can probably remember this, and your parents. That's when the internet was birthed. Yes, so we went from a country that was interested in creating and developing to a country that's now researching, looking at what everybody else is doing. We became complacent. And so things began to drop off. And that drop off, you know what? It affected our schools, right? Yeah. In 2009, we were ranked number 23 in science. We were ranked number 31 in math. We dropped off. You know, we hate to lose, but we dropped off. Not only that, but high school students were now being taught by teachers who didn't have a degree or a certificate in one of the subjects, right? So most of the teachers were teaching STEM subjects and they didn't even have a STEM degree. We had a problem. But guess what? Today, there are some benefits from going into STEM. Benefit number one, it encourages creativity. It encourages resilience. What does that mean? I believe right now, as you look at STEM and all the things that are going on in your school district, it's going to help you become resilient. It encourages experimentation. I love experimentation. I have this sign in my office that said, experiment, fail, learn, repeat. That's what STEM does. It helps you experiment, fail, learn, repeat. It encourages teamwork. It encourages knowledge application. It encourages tech use. It encourages problem solving. It also encourages adaptation, right? Now think about it for a second. About 1 year ago, we were all in school. We were all loving on each other. We were all high-fiving and going to class. But something happened in our world. And guess what? Because of STEM, we all now have had to adapt, right? That's what STEM, some of the benefits of STEM. But check this out. Here are the real numbers, right? 16% of American high school seniors are proficient in math and interested in STEM careers. Only 16%. So if you look around this virtual room, right, only 16% of people, high school seniors, are proficient in math and science. That's what the numbers say. STEM graduates in 2016 was 37% female and 63% male. Now, I like this number. It's actually growing because, you know, at one time, there was a rumor, you can ask your mama now, you can ask your grandmama now, that there was this rumor that women aren't supposed to go into STEM. Huh? Yeah, back in the day, they were supposed to be nursing, teachers, educators, stay at home, all of that. But this number is rising right now. 63% male, 37% female. Only 33% of teachers teaching STEM subjects and have a STEM degree. I shout out all of our teachers right now who maybe you say, you know what? I love what I do. And I'm going to get in here and teach STEM and help our schools. Maybe you don't even have a STEM degree. But I encourage you to continue it because I'm going to show you why we all matter. Here's some more rumors. 2.4 million STEM jobs go unfulfilled. 2.4 million jobs go unfulfilled. for STEM. 40% of companies report difficulty filling STEM jobs. 8,650,000 is the estimated size of the STEM workforce in the United States. 84% of STEM workers are white males and Asian males. 10% of STEM workers are minorities. What am I saying? I'm saying that these are the numbers, but I'm also saying that you matter. Yep, you matter. Now, right now, you may be STEMmy in these two areas, as a student and as an educator, right? You may be STEMmy right now as a student, as an educator, but check this out. You can be STEMmy as an entrepreneur. You can be STEMmy having a nonprofit organization. You can be STEMmy working in a corporate field or a corporate job. You can be STEMmy working in the government, like I was working with NASA. You can be STEMmy as a parent and encouraging your son or daughter to pursue STEM careers. You can be STEMmy as a coach, pushing and motivating someone. You can be STEMmy as a mentor. Maybe you want to help and service and help other people solve problems. You can be STEMmy as an owner of a business. You can be STEMmy as a partner, and you can be STEMmy as an intercessor. You just say, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and pray. All right. But listen, wherever you are right now, as well as your future, you can be STEMmy. Now, listen, to make sure you guys are with me in the chat box, type two if you're with me. All right. We're free. If you're with me, type two in the chat box. Yes, two. Yes, I love the energy. I love the energy. So I want to say this. You absolutely matter, right? Right now in 2021 on February 22nd, you matter. You definitely matter, not only to your family, not only to your school district, not only to your community, not only to your city, not only to your state, but to this country and this world. All right, let's go a little deeper. I am here to remind you that you are dope. Now, I'm not pushing dope or selling dope. It's just an adjective to simply say, hey, you are dope. You are amazing. You are awesome. You are brilliant. You are wise. You are all that just the way you are. Now, I'm going to show you just how awesome you are, right? I'm going to show you just how awesome you are. All right. So everybody in the chat room, or maybe you can say this out loud so I can hear you. I want everyone to say this. STEM is everywhere. Everybody say that. Okay, I can't hear you, right? All right, I know you're saying it. Say it again. STEM is everywhere. Okay? In the chat box, just type everywhere. Type everywhere. Type everywhere. Now, Kantis, how can you say that? Yeah, STEM is everywhere. You see, when you rolled out of bed, or maybe you're still in bed. Are you still in bed? At least go brush your teeth, all right? But listen, when you roll out of bed and you walk into the bathroom and you pick up your toothbrush and you put the toothpaste on your toothbrush and then you start to brush your teeth, did you notice how the toothpaste, it changed? And then it started creating this little lather in your mouth. And then next thing you know, this lather was now erasing your overnight breath. STEM is everywhere. Or maybe you got up this morning, you went to the bathroom, maybe some of you put some water on your head and now you had curls. Maybe some of you pulled out the curling iron. Right, this is my curling iron. I don't have any hair, right? Maybe you curled your hair. That's STEM. For some of our teachers and administrators, you had to leave home and maybe you came into the office today. Or maybe you rolled out of bed and you turned on your computer. That's STEM. Maybe you said, you know what, I'm hungry. Maybe you went downstairs to the refrigerator, you grabbed a bagel, or maybe you cooked some bacon and some eggs and you put it on this little frying pan and you warmed it up. That's STEM. Maybe you said, you know what, I'm about to check on my girlfriend, Keisha. Maybe you send a text message to let your colleague or your friend, hey man, I miss you. I wish I could see you today. You gonna jump on that STEM Con X? When you text that person, guess what? That's STEM. STEM is everywhere. Now I'm going to show you here, right? And so I'm gonna need the help of my chat facilitators. So STEM is everywhere. Now here's what I want everyone to do. I'm going to put a word on the screen. And I want you to think right now how we can apply STEM, like what you know already, regardless of what field you're in, regardless of what classes you're studying, regardless of what virtual classes you're in. STEM is everywhere. I'm going to show you this, okay? I'm going to put some words on the screen, and I want you to take that word and think about, with what you know about science, with what you know about technology, with what you already know about engineering and math, how can we solve problems in this field of study, right? Here we go. Here's the first word. Fashion. I want you to think for a second. In the fashion industry, and put it in the chat box, right? How can we apply STEM to fashion? All right. How can we apply STEM to fashion? Let's put some of those, my chat people there in the Q&A box there. What are some of the things that you can put where fashion is concerned? How can we solve fashion issues with STEM? What problems are out there? Okay, cool. Dyes and colors, right? So fashion, we could have dyes and colors. Well, this sweater could be red. This sweater could be black. It could be green. Sustainability and materials, right? In the fashion industry, we have materials. Now, y'all know it's been crazy in our country, right? Right? It's snowing like all over the United States of America. Now, it hadn't snowed here in Atlanta. I know in some parts of Arizona, it's been snowing, right? But what if we had materials on and we go outside in the snow and everything just degrades, right? What else can we do with fashion? What other problems can we solve with fashion, right? Maybe we could create something. Maybe we could create like pants, right? Maybe call them Bluetooth jeans. Like I got on some jeans right now. I would, let me show you my jeans, right? So I got some jeans on, right? What if I could take see my jeans, right? And what if I could actually have my jeans turn to shorts by hitting a little button. So my jeans go to shorts and I can start working out at the gym. Or maybe my jeans, boom, can turn to corduroy pants. And now I can walk outside in the cold during the snow. And now I have these Bluetooth jeans. Or maybe I want to go swimming and my jeans turn to Speedos. All right. All right. A few more people say, listen, technology and fashion. Boom. Smart watches. Yes, smart watches, right? Maybe you have a smart watch on. Guess what? That smart watch is now a part of fashion. All right, let's jump to the next subject here. Politics. Now, I know we just went through politics these last few months with all of our states and our country. How can we use STEM to improve politics? I often wondered if, like, doing a political debate, whether it's a governor, mayor, district debate, or even a presidential debate, maybe, as they're debating, maybe STEM could be applied, that if a politician is saying something that's not true, maybe a little indicator will pop up. Oh, they're lying. Yep, that's the truth, right? Or maybe we could use maybe we can use STEM to improve how we vote. Maybe we could use politics. Or maybe we can use STEM to even understand some of the public and health issues. Right? Politics, not only that, sports. STEM is everywhere, right? What if we could, now I'm a baseball guy, and they've been talking about this, removing the umpires from baseball and using technology to be able to determine if it's a ball or a strike. Yes, statistics. Improving performance, right? There's a few players in the sports industry they put a lot of money towards improving performance, like the guy LeBron James and some of the soccer guys and golf guys. They spend a lot of money to improve performance. Yes, developing a better nutrition plan. Now, I often wonder, what is Tom Brady really eating? What is Tom Brady really drinking? Right? How can you be the GOAT? What is it, 43, 44, 45? How old is Tom Brady? Right? But now you can see how STEM now can improve performance over a long period of time by developing better nutritional plans. Right? Think about today, how we're using STEM to still be able to play sports, and we watch it. Now, I hate the fact that we got to stay home and watch the games, but I understand it. But they're still using technology to be able to play sports. What about security? Yeah, what about security? Let me know in the chat box. How can we improve security with some kind of math concept, technology concept, science concept, cyber security? Yes, right? Like when you go, now listen, bro, I've been shopping on Amazon a lot, right? Amazon pop up like every other day over here, right? And but what if somebody could go in and actually steal my credit card or steal your debit card? Like even right now, what if we have this secure STEMCon experience, and what if somebody could just jump on and just break everything down? What about in education? How can we improve our education programs with STEM? All right. The last 9 months, the last year has given us a great example of how we can use STEM to improve our education program. What about barbershops and salons? Somebody says using technology to ask students more questions, right? Ad blockers, we can block ads. New technology in the classroom. What about barbershops and salons, right? You see, I don't have much hair, but now I see barbers now, they're walking around with wireless clippers, right? And they can actually shave my head and not be plugged into a wall anymore, right? I even see salons, how a woman can actually go in the salon. One day her hair is black. When she comes out of the salon an hour later, her hair is blonde or pink or blue. What causes the hair to change color? That's STEM. Here's what I want you to realize. STEM is everywhere. And the reality is that you are dope, right? All the ideas that you came up with, developing new formulas for dyes and shampoo. Listen, all these things you came up with, guess what? You created that right now where you are. STEM is everywhere. And I want you to know that you can contribute. Now, here's the reality. I know you may have heard and you may think that scientists only look like the old guys with, 11 pens in their laboratory jacket and they walk around like that. No, STEM look just like you and I, right? Wherever you are right now, whatever you're doing, you have what it takes to impact this world. STEM is everywhere. And I absolutely agree that you are dope. You are awesome. And I salute you. Okay. I salute you. You are dope. All right. Here's the last thing here. I want to encourage you to take serious consideration with your life's assignment. Yes, you have an assignment. Now look at this word, ASSIGNMENT, ASSIGNMENT, assignment. Now, if you look at the back side of this, right, I believe that there is something meant for you to do. Now, I can spell. I know there's an invisible A right here, right? There's something meant for you to do, right? Think about it. You were born on this physical earth. Why? Why? And for what? I believe that you have something that was meant for you, right? Let's say, for example, this little iPad here, it has a purpose. The lights in my room, they have a purpose. This microphone, it has a purpose. Now, let's call this purpose an assignment. This iPad here that's running the slides, it has an assignment. The lights have an assignment. This microphone has an assignment. But what would happen if the microphone was trying to be a light and the light was trying to be an iPad? We would have a problem. The same is true for you. What if you were trying to be somebody else? You see, I believe that there's only one person that can do Beyonce. All the single ladies, hey, 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 right? Only Beyonce can be Beyonce, right? Only, I guess, Justin Bieber can be Justin Bieber. Only Drake can be Drake. Only, right? Whomever you esteem, they can be them, but you have an assignment that's meant for you. Not only that, but there are signs, S-I-G-N, in your life to help you identify your assignment. Now, what's a sign? S-I-G-N. There's something about you that you absolutely like. That's a sign. There's a gift that you have. That's a sign. Have you noticed that there are certain subjects in school that you stay up all night because you love reading, you love doing work in that area? But then let's keep it real. There are some subjects that you absolutely hate. You can't stand it. All of those are signs to your assignment. Now check this out. If you go through school, middle school, high school, college, grad school, going to the workplace, becoming an adult, and you are IGN, that little small word there, ignorant of your assignment, hey, you've just wasted your life. Ignorant simply means not knowing. You know, there are a lot of people who are actually going through life and don't understand their assignment and what they're meant to do. They don't understand that they have signs in their life to help them identify their assignment. The things you're currently doing as a teenager and learning and seeing and experiencing in the classroom and outside of the classrooms, all of those are signs, and we don't want you to be ignorant about your assignment. Listen, you absolutely matter. You are dope and amazing, and you have an assignment. I want you to think right now. I want you to look around maybe your community and your district. Maybe you see some adults. Maybe there's somebody in your family, and you say to yourself, wow, they are allowing their gifts and their talents and their know-how to go to waste. Or maybe you know somebody, maybe it's a close friend or colleague, and they just tripping in the classroom. They're not living up to their potential. You know, I saw this morning that 500,000 people died as a result of COVID. 500,000 people have died due to COVID. But then I asked myself, how many people before COVID, the last 10 years, the last decade, have died not living out their assignment? Young people, teachers, loving adults, directors, coaches, mentors. I want to encourage you to take your assignment seriously. Take your assignment seriously. So how do we do this? How do we do this, right? I believe we learn it, we love it, and we live it. Learn what? Love what? Live what? STEM. Some people call it STEAM. They add the art component. Whatever you do, you have to learn it. So that means getting in the books, students. So that means teachers coming up with creative ways to present it. As a district, it comes up with creative ways to be able to raise the knowledge and the awareness of STEM. And that's why we have STEM Con X, STEM Con 10. And shout out to Agua Fria for taking that initiative. But we have to learn it. Your teachers are doing their best. Your administrators are doing their best. Your physics teachers, your chemistry teachers, your math teachers, any teacher that's showing up every single day in person or virtually, they are here to help you learn it. And as you learn it and understand it, we want you to love it. Why you have to love it? Because STEM is everywhere. It's always going on. And you're going to have to live it. There are so many opportunities for you in the future, whether that's college, whether that's starting a business, whether that's going into industry. The entire world has been STEMified. Is that a word? I just made it up, STEMified. But if you don't learn it, if you don't live it, if you don't love it, you're going to be left out. Everything that we are doing this week at STEMCon X is to help you learn it, love it, and live it, because STEM is everywhere. Listen, Aquafria, I am here solely to help you guys as much as I possibly can. I'm open to questions. Shoot me as many questions as possible here in the chat box. But listen, I thank you guys so much for being here. And I just want to do my part to continue to love on you. I am on all social media platforms at Kantis Simmons. If you guys would, you can maybe take your cell phone right quick and take a picture, tag me on Facebook, take a picture of the screen or whatever, and tag me there so that we can stay in contact. Whether it's Instagram, so we can stay in contact. Because I believe this, you can play your A game. You can be an exceptional student. As a school district, we have resources in place to help you get through high school, get through college, get into the next level. We are all here because we want to see you play your A game and win. And if you would love to access my free gift, I have these stack of books over here in the corner, and a lot more than my team has. Would love to mail you a free copy of the book. I'll sign it. Just take care of the small shipping and handling fee. Get with your mom or dad. Simply go to playyourAgamebook.com to get a free book, and we'll make sure we ship it out. All right, I got a few questions here. What should I do if I've been told I'm not good at science or math, but want to be in STEM? What should I do? Great question. I'm not sure your name, but great question. So what should you do if you've been told? All right. So let me answer the question. What should you do if you're told you're not good in science and math? Number one, the person that told you that, go prove them wrong. Right? Listen, so y'all see my bicep, right? See my bicep right here? It's okay. It can be better. But guess what? I have to work on it. I have to develop it. So if you're going to be better in STEM, science, and math, you're going to have to just work on it. Right? Listen, everybody fails. There are so many lessons from what we call failure. I don't believe it's failures. I believe it's lessons learned. So if you pass a test, great, lesson learned. If you fail a test, lesson learned. But make sure you learn the lesson. Okay? Now, I believe whatever field you go into, it's going to be impacted by STEM. So you got to figure out your strong points, your weak points, and work on those. Work on your weaknesses. And then we get to a place in life and you really assess your strengths and weaknesses, then you can go down a certain road. But I always encourage you to work on it, get better. That's all we're in life here to do, is to get better in the things that are in front of us. I encourage you to play your A game in science. I encourage you to play your A game in math. Cool. Somebody says, great question. Thank you, by the way. How do you have the motivation to go to school for 25 years from Millennium High School? How do I have the motivation? All right. So how do I have the motivation to go to school for 25 years? Here's one thing I learned in grad school from my one of my advisors, Dr. Sperlin. He said this: if you want to earn more, learn more. Yeah, if you want to earn more in life, learn more, become a perpetual student. Not only that, but I realized that a BS degree, a Master's of Science degree, another Master's of Science degree was simply a key. Let's keep it real. I couldn't take my GED or high school diploma to get in the door called research scientist at NASA. So by me going through school, getting those degrees, you getting a diploma, you going to college, getting whatever key you need, a key is used to unlock a door. So I needed the BS degree. I needed the Master's of Science degree. I needed the other degree. Maybe you want to get a PhD. It's just a key to help you unlock the doors, right? Learning is earning. Now, if you ever see my studio here, there are books galore. Why? What you invest in yourself will determine what comes out of you. Trash in, trash out. But if you invest good, healthy information, it's going to always bring a return. You know, I have to ask people, you know, you can sit down and watch, 1 hour of a reality TV show. Or you can read 1 hour of a book. I guarantee you 1 hour of reality TV versus 1 hour of a book or a great helpful video or a great documentary or just some great helpful information, you will feel better about yourself. And that's what I've done over my entire career through school, through working as a scientist and even working as an entrepreneur and a STEM strategist. Hey, invest in myself, understand what key I need to get to proceed. Here's another question. How do we know what part of STEM we should study? Great question. How do we know what part of STEM we should study? Now, here's my recommendation to you. Right now, as a high school student, learn it all, right? You're going to have to anyway, right? You're going to have to go through the programs, pass the classes. There are certain things you're going to need to graduate. But as you're going through physics class, shout out to my physics teachers, right? If you're going through chemistry or math or algebra or calculus or whatever it may be, go through those subjects, learn them. And then you ask yourself, what is it that I'm very passionate about? Or I think I'm passionate about? What is it? Or what are those subjects that really move me? You see, I believe that moving you or the motivation or the motive, all of those things will begin to show you what field you're also going to go into. But I will also encourage you to find mentors, to do internships. One of the cool things about my life was, I went to school, I got the degrees, but how I knew I wanted to go into this area of materials, working with polymers and materials and contacts was that I started shadowing or looking at businesses and other scientists. So here's what I encourage you to do. Find somebody in a STEM field that you like. Go work for them for free. Enroll in their internship program. Take a summer job to see if you like it. You say you want to be a doctor now, go into the hospital. See if you can take blood. See if you can handle all the situations in the hospital. You say you may want to be a physics teacher, or maybe want to go into engineering. Maybe you want to go into some form of technology. Find a company in Arizona, or maybe go to a summer program in this country and sit in the field. And right now, as a teenager, you are learning and you're seeing different things. And as you maybe go into college or whatever, you start to now make decisions of what path you're going to go on. Everything is all about learning. Everything is all about developing. And at the end of the day, my friend, it's my prayer that what I've done here today, what your teachers are doing, what your district is doing, is all designed to help you play your A game. As I close, I want to say this. My mom, back in the day when she was pushing my big head out, my father wasn't at the hospital. My father, actually, he's a pretty good guy. But the day of my birth, he got stuck out on a business trip. So he didn't make it to the hospital. So my mom, you know, she was going through the different emotions and she called my dad. It was like, oh, Simmons, our new baby boy is here. But Simmons, our new baby boy is missing some of his fingers. And my dad heard it. He was like, huh? What you say? He's like, sweetie, can you articulate yourself one more time? Simmons, our new baby boy, he's missing some of his fingers. My dad said, what? Huh? Then my dad took a deep breath. He said, sugar. He said, honey lump. He said, even though our baby boy is missing some of his fingers, our baby boy, he will still be great. And to every student, every parent, every educator, every administrator, every district support, every coach, every janitor, every mentor, I want to say to Agua Fria School District, to STEM Con X, that Kantis Simmons, I believe that you are absolutely great. I appreciate you. I thank you. And if you guys would, in the chat box, just give me some fire. Type 7.25. Come on, type it in the chat box. 7.25, 7.25, 7.25, 7.25, 7.25. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, this is just my way of getting you guys to clap for me virtually. STEMCon X, Agua Fria School District, I absolutely love you, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me open up the STEMCon X. Hey, I'll talk to you soon, and I appreciate you guys so much.